Hi again, everyone. I have another message. This one goes right to the top of the list. It's from another GoFundMe donation. Remember, if you donate to the GoFundMe, your question or story goes right to the top of the list. And this is from a very generous repeat donator. So I appreciate it. I'm not sure if they want to stay anonymous or not, so I'm just going to keep her anonymous for now. Okay, here we go. Hey Ollie, congrats on hitting your goal. I'm going to give a little bit every month to keep your channel going. It used to cost me $90 a week for a therapist, but your cut through it wisdom does more in 10 minutes than with an hour session with her. So this is actually quite economical for me to keep you on the air. I don't want to go into more of my story quite yet, but I would like you to do something on what you spoke of tonight. The one more time phenomenon. The hope that if you say the right thing or give them one more try, then you can break through and make these predatory shits love you and value you all of a sudden. At this point, I know that's a useless endeavor and a waste of time and energy. It's like a bird trying to go through the glass in a window. Keeps hitting their head but can never get through. The best thing to do is move on and live the life we deserve. But let us agree it's hard. These people were supposed to love us. To accept the truth of who and what they are is no easy thing. But I know that's a tough hurdle for many of us. We've been conditioned to question ourselves and to think it wasn't that bad. Am I making too much of this? Blah, blah, blah. But it was bad. Awful. You know this. If you could speak to this, I believe it could help many people in the early stages of this awakening. In any case, Ali, again, love your insight. Keep on, be well, God bless. The analogy she gives about the bird running into the glass is a very accurate one. In that, we've all seen it happen. But what actually happens to that bird when they end up flying into the glass? How do you know they've flown into the glass? Because you found a dead bird under your window, normally. And that's what I'm talking about when the one more time and trying to make it work with one of these narcissistic abusers. They will destroy you. They've spent a lifetime destroying us. And though it may not physically kill us, though it does through stress, and some people actually end up taking their own lives, it's the same analogy. It absolutely, flying into that pane of glass for that bird destroys it. It kills us. Just like dealing with these narcissists destroy us and kill us inside. Because we have been conditioned to think, well, maybe it wasn't that bad. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's not them. Why does this keep happening? So on and so forth. Because that's what the conditioning is. That's how we were set up to think. You always have to keep in mind what is to be gained from this. And the answer is nothing. Because as I've stated before, you find out very quickly that you have made the wrong decision in going back and dealing with these narcissists, because the narcissist never changes. What's the narcissist's motivation in trying to get you back into their life? What is your motivation to go back to them? Well, if it's a familial thing, it's to try to have that family bond, that mother-father bond, whatever that bond is, that we have so been lacking our entire lives. But you're not gonna get that from your narcissist, because your narcissist's only objective is to gain a means to their own end, and that is to keep you as the black sheep, keep you down, and destroy you so they can get what they want. They want you to believe it wasn't that bad. They're the ones who told you it's not that bad. They've been telling you you're making too much of this. It wasn't that bad. You're a liar. You're this, that, and the other thing your entire life. So why would you then use that rationale to give them that one more chance at a real relationship by telling yourself that, it wasn't that bad? That's what they've been telling you. That's not your thoughts. That's their thoughts. That's their thoughts that they have put into your head for years and years and years and years. So when you're thinking about that, that's not you thinking that. That is your abuser's voice in your head, which most of us carry around, that little voice that tells us these things of how it wasn't that bad and give it another try. Okay, that is the conditioning of the narcissist talking to you. That's not your voice. That's not your real thoughts. That's their thoughts. Okay, and the reason they tell you it wasn't that bad and you're making too much of this and you're a liar and you've always been a problem and so on and so forth is so they can go back to their abusive dynamic, keeping you as the scapegoat, keeping you as the black sheep, okay, so they can get their narcissistic supply. Because remember, this is all about the narcissist gaining their supply. And the reason why they need it so bad is, well, A, they do need their supply, but B, they now have to explain why you're no contact. And the longer you stay no contact, in the narcissist's head, now their biggest fear is, I'm going to be exposed. People are going to believe you now, and now I'm going to be exposed for all my bullshit. Okay? That's the purpose of all this conditioning. The purpose of all this conditioning is so the narcissist never has to be exposed and they never have to face their own abuse, their own behavior, and they have to explain it. Okay? And then their fear is now, okay, well, if their own child, son, daughter, wife, husband, whatever, brother, sister, has cut them out, okay? So in their head, they're thinking like, wow, people see that if my own family has cut me out, it'll be a lot easier for them to cut me out. That's the narcissist's fear. And remember, when you ask yourself, tell yourself it wasn't that bad. Am I making too much of this? That's not you asking the question. That's the narcissist in your head. And because that's what the narcissist wanted and that's what they planned. Because that's how this narcissistic pattern of abuse works. So always keep that in mind when those thoughts pop into your head. Step back for a minute and say, wait a minute. Are these really my thoughts? And when you step back and think about it, it's like, no. These aren't my thoughts, because these thoughts are the same words that these abusers have been dictating to me my entire life. So why now, after 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years of abuse, does it now ring true? It doesn't. It doesn't. We will be dealing with these thoughts and recovering from these patterns of abuses probably for the rest of our lives. And that's just the sad reality of it. You can't just rush into it. You have to stop and think, like I said, when you go no contact and you get that time away from your abuser, and then you'll be able to see more and more and more clarity how things really are. Never rush into a decision, and always ask the question, who's really asking this question in my head? Is this my voice? And I'm like, no, it isn't my voice. It's their voice. And this is just nothing more than another more bait on a hook. And as soon as you bite down on it, they're going to reel you back in. And just like that bird that flies into the window and destroys itself, you will eventually destroy yourself inside, because that's what we've been doing our whole lives. So it's a very good analogy. Better than the touching the hot stove. The bird flying into the pane of glass into the window destroys itself. That's what the narcissist wants. The narcissist wants you to destroy yourself. So don't listen to those voices in your head. Step back, analyze, and figure out, are these really my thoughts, or are these the thoughts that were put into my head by my narcissistic abuser? So I hope that helps. Thank you again for your donations. You've been more than generous. I hope this helps anybody else who's watched it. Please let me know. And please help and support this channel. Consider donating to my GoFundMe so I continue making more and more videos. And remember, as this video and the other ones have shown, If you do donate, you go right to the top of the pile. I immediately make a video the first opportunity I get, which is going to be pretty quick. And again, if you have already made a donation to my prior campaign and for some reason I didn't get to it when I was training for the job that fell through, please resend me your story so I could get it out, because I don't want to leave anybody out there or lingering, because I do get so much correspondence. But once again, the GoFundMe link is in the description box. Please donate if you can. Share it. Even sharing is great. I really appreciate everybody's support. This is Ollie Matthews, and I will see you all again very shortly. Take care, everybody. Bye.